Hello students, welcome to week 10. This week we are going to learn about open educational resources. We will learn about the new direction in this topic, and also we'll learn about the trends in open educational resources and how we can involve our students in the creation of OER, and also how you can, as an instructor or as teacher, you can also integrate open educational resources in your course plan and in your assignments and also in your curriculum of your course. So let's start learn about this new topic.
OER are any educational resources that reside in the public domain or that have been released under the Creative Commons license for free use, share, and modify by others. OER cover a wide range of open content, including open textbook, YouTube clips, websites, as well as digital images. OER can also include online courses such as some MOOCs and even assessment materials such as tests and quizzes. What users can do with these open content that are on hand online. David Wiley defines open as a manner that provides users with a free content for use under the 5R permissions as listed below. Users can retain copies of OER resources and use it forever. They can reuse it in a wide range of contexts. They can revise OER materials to make content that are more relevant to their courses. They can improve it and to add correction to the content before using it in their courses. They can also remix OER resources by combining multiple parts from different OER resources to create a newly OER materials, such as combining chapters from different open resources to create an open textbook. They can freely share these resources for everyone around the world with no restrictions. The degree of open depends on the types of the given CC licenses. These licenses range from the most free to the least free. In all cases, it preserves the attribution to the authors. The type of each license determines the level of freedom users can reuse the work. The content in the public domain marked by CC0. It means that there is no right reserved under this license. The attribution is not required. Anyone has permission to practice the 5R activities, and even users can use the work for a commercial purpose. The focus of the OER movement over the past 17 years was to provide open access to these open content. Thus, the goals of the OER movement have not yet been reached. It is still not common in teaching approaches in higher education, and it's considered as a new approach that has yet to be implemented by educators in these institutions. It's believed that OER has pedagogical benefits besides the sharing of knowledge and reducing the cost of textbooks that are unknown at this point. There is a need to explore how can faculty engage in innovating pedagogy practices to improve the use of OER from merely resources to open practices in teaching and learning. Open Educational Practices, or OEP, has been defined as the next phase in the OER movement development, in which a shift must occur from a focus on OER as open content to a focus on OEP as opening teaching and learning practices. There is no fixed definition for OEP yet. I will use a definition developed by Ehlers, in which he defines OEP as the practices which support the reuse and production of OER through institutional policies, promote innovative pedagogical models, and empower learners as co-producers on their lifelong learning path. To consider the shift from OER to OEP, there is a need to understand the process of contextualizing OER use and creation that would manifest into OEP. As we see from the diagram, the most open access to resources align with constructive approach, where learners have a privilege to practice the 5 Rs. However, the least open content align with instructive approach, where users have permission to use OER as it is, similar to using the traditional textbook. OEB to occur, educators need to use learner-centered pedagogical models in designing their courses to engage students in OER creation. Here, I want to highlight the critical emerging terms related to the shift that should occur in the OER use. The term open pedagogy, which is defined as the set of teaching and learning practices that only possible or practical when users have permission to engage in the 5R activities. The products of open pedagogy are students' creation of content that are openly licensed and can be published outside the limits of the classroom or the course in a way that has an impact to the greater community. From this spirit, the advocate herein is to eliminate disposable assignments that have no further value for students after the course completion. It's defined by several scholars as students work for a certain course that is graded by an instructor and ends up in the class recycling bin at the end of the semester. This idea espouses the concept of renewable assignment development, which defined as an artifact that has personal meaning to students and is shared publicly under the Open Creative Commons license. Consequently, the discussion around open pedagogy and embracing the concept of renewable assignments to engage students in the construction of knowledge established the students created OER approach, in which students are not just consumers of content, but active and visible participants in the construction of knowledge. If we want to open our courses, what practical actions can we take to get started? These few ideas for getting started with open pedagogy that highlight how OER and the 5 Rs can change the nature of a course and the new ways of how students learn. For example, the scholar Azam assigned fourth-year medical students at the University of California to edit and improve Wikipedia articles related to public health topics. Students reported that they enjoyed improving the articles in Wikipedia and they are willing to contribute to this area in the future. The Wikipedia traffic statistics indicates that the 43 articles were reviewed about 22 million times subsequent to students' editing process. Here is another example. For a blogging post, the instructor asks students to reflect on a movie and post a reflection in WordPress that available for public. Each student retain the attribution of their posts as shown in the slides. Here is another example where undergraduate students at the Ohio State University were assigned to write chapters for an open textbook in environmental science. In addition, Dr. Rajiv Jahangiani recently trialed a new assignment in his social psychology class. During 10 weeks of a semester, he asked his students to write questions instead of merely answering them. These questions stand as a question bank to support the open textbook he used in his course. The results showed that the small class of 35 students wrote 1,400 questions in the span of 10 weeks. His plan is to promote future students to revise these questions and to add to this bank. Here are some thoughts and ideas about how the 5R can be operationalized and integrated in teaching and learning practices in a course. In this assignment, a student will create a wireframe of a website. They will redesign an existing resource with a focus on the universal accessibility. Students can choose one of two things. Option A, to redesign an existing website. Option B, to create a new website based on the original idea. If a student selected the option A, they must produce something that is significantly different than the original website. They need to attribute to the original work and to add the link of the original authors to record the change that have been made to the original work and as well to select the appropriate license. Or they can write a short memo, 1 to 3 pages, outlining what changes they made and why.
Let's now talk about the big idea of integrating open education resources and courses, and also to provide you an example that I had developed during my dissertation study.
The big ideas are to build a learning environment that supports students' creation of OER by integrating OER and 5R practices in the instructions of the assignments and learning activities of the selected course. Also, we need to eliminate the disposable assignments and to focus our attention on developing the renewable assignments. Also, we need to encourage innovation in teaching and learning practices in the course. The another focus I want to highlight here is the scope and the outcome of the pilot study that Dr. Dabbag and I conducted in spring 2018 to examine the concept of OER renewable assignment among students in the advanced instructional design. The scope of the OER integration was as follows. OER was used as supplementary reading. We selected sections that only relevant to the content of the course from the existing OER resources. The focus was only on turning on the main assignments of the course to OER renewable assignments. So after each assignment, I contacted students by emails seeking their permission to convert their assignment to OER, and then I upload it in Merlot and WordPress. As a result, now we have a collection of OER renewable assignments in Merlot and WordPress for students who enrolled in Advanced Instructional Design in fall 2017, spring 2018, and will be also available for current students in spring 2019. These available OER renewable assignments will provide the opportunity for restructuring the assignments of the course to direct students toward practicing the 5 R's and OER creation. So let's play to this strength and use materials that we already have on hand.
So now maybe you consider to publish your assignment 1 and assignment 2 under Creative Commons license in Merlot or on OER Commons. So if you wish to do that, you will retain the credit of your publication or for your work, and you can add it to your CV. You can cite it everywhere, and this is the approved citation for open education resources from the APA style. It's similar to any publication, to any references, and here maybe you can upload it in OER, any OER repository, either the OER Commons or maybe in the OSIS or Merlot. So if you wish to do that, please send me an email, and I will walk you through the process of converting your assignment into open education resources under CC license. And also you have a chance and you have the freedom to choose any license of Creative Commons, the license you wish to share your assignment with others. And also I will post for you a video how you can make your assignment 1 and 2 under Creative Commons license. And also you can maybe add it to this page, which is an advanced instructional design. This is a website I created it through my dissertation study for the course, and now it's used by the professor in the George Mason University, and students converted their 3 assignments into a Creative Commons license, and now it's available for anyone. So we can do the same thing for this course. If you wish, please let me know and contact me. So this is the presentation for this week. I hope it's informative and useful. If you have any questions, please let me know and post it in the Moodle in the Q&A. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.